Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on when this video finds you. Let's come into a seated warrior pose this time for this morning or evening or afternoon. And basically what that is coming into a seated pose. We can either start out sitting on our feet, but usually this cuts off like some circulation and everything. So sitting warrior pose is just adjusting our feet to the sides of our hips, the sides of our seat, and putting our seat right in between our feet. It might be a little uncomfortable while you're starting out, but listening to your body is very important, and remembering to breathe, and just taking it easy. Straightening out your spine, taking an inhale in, rolling the shoulders up to your ears, bringing them to touch behind you. Exhale, letting it out. We won't be here too long in this pose. But if there's any injuries or anything like that in your ankles or maybe knees or anything like that, please feel free to come into a seated, easy, regular meditation pose. You gotta listen to your body. Bringing your left palm right above your right palm, and thumbs come to touch each other, keeping the spine straight, keeping the shoulders to touch behind you. Starting to close your eyes, setting yourself completely present in this practice. If you're in this pose and you do need a little bit of help this morning or a little bit of assistance, that's completely fine. If you have a yoga block and you would like to sit in the yoga block, or maybe a blanket or a pillow, that can also help you as well too. But anything uncomfortable here is just the energy flow and pranayama coming through the body. Taking a deep inhale in, join me for one round of Om, the sound of the universe. Inhaling through the nose. Bringing your palms to heart center, bowing down your forehead to meet your fingertips. Namaste. Taking a deep inhale in, arms come up into Urdhva Hastasana, upward salute. Gaze follows the fingertips. Keeping to breathe. Exhale it out. On the next inhale, dropping our arms to the sides of our body and bringing our feet together right below us and adjusting. So we're going to bring our hips to the right side of our feet. So both of our feet should be on the left side. We're just going to take a little bit of a side stretch, taking an inhale in, raising the right arm up, dropping our left arm, and stretching out so our right fingertips come to the left side. Maybe the gaze looks up to the fingertips. We should be feeling this in our lower back, on the right side. Perfect. Inhaling and releasing your arm down. Exhale it out. And we'll come to do the other side. So adjusting our hips and bringing it to the left side this time. Feet are on the right side of our body. Taking a deep inhale in, raising our left hand up to the ceiling, Right arm comes down, forearm comes down to the side of the body, and left arm comes to stretch to the wall. On the right side, maybe the gaze follows the left fingertips for a little bit of a deeper stretch, and just remembering to breathe. Perfect. Inhaling and exhaling, coming out of it. Perfect. Taking a deep inhale in, raising the arms up above you. Exhale and releasing the palms above you or below you. And we'll come into an extended child's pose to start out. So big toes come to touch behind you. Hips reach behind you with the knees on the outer edges of the mat. Arms extending out. Releasing the forehead. Just taking a few breaths here. Incorporating your yoga breath for a moment. Being completely present. Looking up, inhaling as we prepare, and bringing our knees in and our hips or our wrists in, coming into a tabletop pose. And just doing a few rounds of cat dog or cow cat. And inhaling, coming up, exhale, going down. Cat cow, that's what I meant. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, going down, arching the back, belly button, gaze to the belly button. Inhaling, coming up. Exhale, down. We'll just do two more. Inhaling up. Exhale, down. On the next inhale, coming back into neutral. Perfect. Bringing our wrist out so that they're about one hand distance, a little bit more in front of us. Raising our hips up to the ceiling, coming into downward facing dog. Walking out your dog here. Feet are about hip width apart from each other, and toes are pointed slightly to each other, and gaze follows to the belly button. Perfect. On the next inhale, bringing your left foot to center, raising our right leg up, coming into three-legged dog, keeping our hips so that they are with each other. One isn't raised above the other one. Maybe if you would like, you come into a fire hydrant opening, stacking up those hips. Inhale, straightening out that right leg. We'll step forward with that right leg out in front of us. and coming into a high lunge, raising the hands up to the ceiling, bending that right knee into a 90-degree angle. Maybe the gaze follows the ceiling to the fingertips. And inhale, coming into center, hands to heart center. Exhale, bringing the left elbow to the right side of your right knee, coming into a lunge twist. Maybe the gaze follows to the ceiling. Inhaling, bringing your hands to heart center, coming back into center again. Exhale and releasing your palms down to the mat, framing your right foot and releasing the right foot back behind you, coming into a plank pose. So adjusting, bringing your shoulders above your wrist, hands are about shoulder width apart from each other. Inhaling, on your exhale, coming down into Chaturanga Vinyasa. Modified is okay. Inhale, opening to upward facing dog. And on your exhale, meeting into your downward facing dog here. Walking out your dog. Perfect. Repeating to yourself, I am strong, I am worthy, and I am capable. Perfect. On the next inhale, bringing our right foot into center. Left foot comes up, left leg comes up into three-legged dog. Keeping our hips so that they are even with each other. Maybe, if you would like, opening up that hip more with a fire hydrant dog. Bending your left knee. Opening up that hip, stacking your hips. On the next inhale, straightening out that left leg. As we prepare, exhaling, stepping forward with that left leg out in front of you. Inhale, raising the palms up to the ceiling, coming into a high lunge on the left side of the body. Maybe the gaze comes up. And then on the next inhale, bringing your hands to heart center as we prepare. Exhale, bringing your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Maybe the gaze follows to the left elbow, coming into a twisted lunge. Inhale, bringing your hands back to center. Great job. Exhale, releasing, framing that left foot. And on the next inhale, as we prepare, inhaling, extending the left leg behind you, coming into a plank pose, coming into your vinyasa flow. Modified is okay. Inhaling, coming up into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, see if you feel a little bit different in your body. Perfect. Now we're just gonna do a little bit of a core strengthening that core. Inhaling, coming into a plank pose. And then on the next inhale, on the inhaling, exhale, let it go. Dropping our right knee down onto the mat. Adjusting your right palm so it's in line with your right knee. And bringing your left foot out so both heels are in line with each other. And raising your left hand up to the ceiling. Coming into a modified plank side pose. Maybe the gaze is looking at your left fingertips. Taking a deep inhale in, exhale, releasing your left palm down to the mat, bringing your left knee down onto the mat. Inhaling, coming into a cow, opening up that heart center. Exhale, arching the back, coming into a cat. And inhaling, coming up. 2 more. Exhale, going down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Perfect. Coming back into neutral. Inhaling and extending the feet out. Coming into plank pose on this side. Strengthening that core. Regulating your breath. On the next inhale, dropping your left knee down this time. And your left hand comes to follow, coming into center. Bringing your right foot back behind you a little bit, adjusting to the left so that your heels are in line with each other. Your right foot is at about a 90-degree angle roughly, with a little bit of an angle. Extending your right hand up to the ceiling this time, coming into a modified side plank pose on the left side this time. Inhaling, exhaling, bringing your right palm back down to the mat, lifting your hips, coming into downward facing dog, and just walking out your dog for a moment here. Maybe feeling that our core is just slightly more balanced, more strong. And then on the next inhale, bringing your left foot to the center, raising your right foot up to the ceiling for 3-legged dog. Inhaling as we prepare. Exhale, we'll kick our right foot out in front of us once again, except this time we'll walk our right foot to the left side of the mat, releasing our right leg down onto the mat, and bringing your left hip and both hips down onto the mat. Keeping your right foot, your right leg bent, and keeping your hips parallel. So inhaling, looking up to the ceiling, remembering to breathe here. Keeping your muscles engaged and just checking on our right foot. Let's see if we can make it engaged a little bit more. Flexing our foot, making sure it's in a 90-degree angle. Inhale, opening up heart center. So you can stay here If you would like a little bit more of a challenge, a hip opener here, maybe your belly button starts to come down onto the mat, and maybe your forehead comes down onto the mat. Just coming into a pigeon pose. Perfect. Taking a deep inhale in, bringing your heart back up to the ceiling. Exhaling, releasing your right leg behind you. Just coming into a relaxed child's pose to take a moment of breath here. Pigeon can be a little difficult when you're starting out, but you can definitely do it. Maybe coming into an extend or regular child's pose. Inhaling, looking up. On your exhale, coming into a plank pose. Wrists are right below your shoulders, strengthening that core. Inhaling as we prepare. Exhale, bringing your hips to the ceiling, extended. Downward facing dog. Gaze follows to the belly button. And we'll prepare to do the other side. Inhaling, right foot comes to center. Lifting our left leg up, this time as a three-legged dog. Inhaling, exhale, releasing, kicking your left foot out in front of you into center. And then walking out our left foot, this time to the right side of our mat. Releasing your right knee down onto the mat. And then releasing your left knee down onto the mat. Coming into a pigeon pose. Staying here if you would like to, or opening up to heart center, lifting the chin to the ceiling. Maybe the same thing that you did on the other side. If you didn't, belly button follows, going onto the mat, and then maybe the forehead comes down onto the mat. Perfect. So on the next inhale, slowly starting to lift your forehead and walking inch by inch, bringing our right leg out in front of us, so both of our legs are out in front of us. And just coming into a bounded triangle pose, bringing the bottoms of our feet to kind of touch each other, wrapping our palms around either our ankles or our toes, and just fluttering our butterfly, so lifting our knees and just flying your butterfly. And extending our feet out in front of us. or our legs out in front of us, coming into a 90-degree pose. We're just gonna do a seated supine twist, but a little bit different. So inhaling, lifting up our right leg, bringing your right heel to hip center, or to the right hip, to the seat. So it should be bent. Inhaling, lifting your palms up to ceiling. And on your exhale, we'll bring our right palm all the way out to the left side of our body as far as we can reach. Left fingertips are behind us. Exhale it out. And then the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to bring our right palm, this time to the right side of our left leg, just coming into a little bit of a twist. Maybe the gaze follows the left fingertips behind you, keeping that spine straight. And releasing, coming out of the pose, bringing the right leg out, and this time the left leg in, bringing the left heel close to the seats, and we'll do the other side. So bringing that right hand behind you, inhaling and raising the left palm, wrapping it around and bringing it to the outside of your right leg. Exhale it out. On the next inhale, we'll go ahead and we'll bring our left palm to the outside of our right leg, coming into a twist. Maybe the gaze follows your right fingertips, opening up that heart. Perfect. And releasing, coming down onto the mat, coming into a happy baby. Wrapping your peace fingers around your big toe, rocking from left to right. As we make just the last few moments, coming into Shavasana. And releasing our feet down onto the mat, extending our legs out, lifting our arms above our head, taking a big full body stretch as if somebody was pulling onto your feet and pulling onto your hands and your wrists and your arms. Full body stretch. And exhale, giving yourself a big hug, wrapping your arms around your knees, giving yourself some warmth and love. Making any last movements that you would like to make. And then coming into Shavasana, maybe doing a windshield wiper to massage out the hips. And then resting into Shavasana, feet comes to the outer edges of the mat, and hands and palms come to the outer edges of the mat as well. Palms are facing the ceiling. Regulating your breath here, so just watching your breath but not controlling it. closing your eyes if you haven't already. Releasing any tension in the eyebrows. Releasing any tension in the jaw. On the next inhale, rocking yourself, rolling yourself over to the right side of your body, giving yourself a big hug, coming into baby hug pose. Thanking yourself for bringing you through with your practice today. And just taking a moment to be thankful for anything else that you would like to be grateful for. Slowly, with your eyes still closed, gently just starting to come up into a seated, easy meditation pose. On the next inhale, join me for one round of Om Shanti. Inhaling. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bringing your hands to heart center, bowing your forehead down to your fingertips. Namaste. And we will see you tomorrow. Great job.